Your phone hasn't rung in 3 days. Not because something's wrong with it, because somewhere along the way, you became a man people stopped reaching for. That sentence should sting. Sit with it anyway. This is a letter for the men eating dinner alone in a quiet kitchen, wondering when exactly the room got so empty and what to do now that it has. Loneliness rarely arrives all at once. It doesn't knock. It seeps in through 100 small absences you barely notice at the time. A friend you meant to call back, a group chat you stopped checking, a birthday you forgot, or one that was forgotten about you. None of those moments felt significant, but add them up over 5 years and you end up exactly where you are tonight, in a quiet room, wondering how a man can be surrounded by a whole life and still feel like nobody would notice if he vanished from it.
You've gotten good at saying, "I'm fine," so convincingly that even you started to believe it. Independence became your armor. You told yourself you didn't need people the way other men seemed to. You built a life efficient enough that nobody's absence should register. But efficiency isn't the same as peace. There's a difference between choosing solitude and settling for it, because reaching out feels like too much risk for too little certainty. You've been calling the second one strength. It isn't. It's just a quieter kind of hiding. There's a particular silence that fills a house built for 2 people but lived in by 1. It's the silence after you say something funny to an empty room and catch yourself mid-laugh, remembering there's no one there to hear it. It's the silence of a phone that doesn't buzz during the exact hours you used to expect it to. That silence isn't peaceful. It has weight, and pretending it doesn't is its own quiet form of self-abandonment.
Somewhere along the way, you were taught that needing people was a weakness reserved for other men, softer men, men who hadn't learned to stand on their own. So you stopped asking for help moving apartments. You stopped calling just to talk. You stopped showing up uninvited the way friendships require sometimes. And slowly, without meaning to, you trained the people around you to stop expecting you to. Isolation isn't something that only happens to you. It's something you can, without realizing it, actively build, one polite decline at a time. Maybe it was a milestone you hit alone, a promotion, a personal win, and there was no one to call who would understand why it mattered. Maybe it was a bad week that nobody noticed because you'd never let anyone close enough to notice. Maybe it was simply an ordinary Tuesday evening, quiet in a way that felt less like rest and more like absence. Whatever it was, it's the night the loneliness stopped being background noise and became the loudest thing in the room.
Here's the distinction that matters. Being alone is a fact. Being lonely is a story you tell yourself about what that fact means. Solitude, chosen and used well, can rebuild a man, sharpen his thinking, restore his energy, remind him who he is without an audience. Loneliness is different. Loneliness is solitude gone unattended for too long, curdling into isolation, convincing you that reaching out is pointless because nobody's actually going to answer anyway. You can't heal a problem you've mislabeled. First, be honest about which one you're actually living in. If this is landing, hit subscribe, because the next part is the hardest, most necessary thing I'll ask of you in this letter. At some point, rebuilding requires the single most uncomfortable act available to a man who spent years perfecting the appearance of not needing anyone: reaching out first. Not waiting to be invited, not hoping someone notices the silence. Sending the message, making the call, showing up. It will feel disproportionately terrifying for something so small. That's not weakness. That's
That's just how atrophied the muscle gets after years of disuse. The fix isn't waiting for it to feel natural.
The fix is doing it anyway, especially while it doesn't. This isn't about becoming the life of every room. It's not about forcing yourself into a version of extroversion that was never yours. It's about one honest conversation instead of 10 performed ones. It's about telling an old friend the truth, that it's been too long, that you miss the way things used to be, that you'd like to fix that. Instead of another cheerful, hollow, we should catch up sometime. Connection rebuilt on performance collapses the moment the performance stops. Connection rebuilt on honesty is the only kind that survives a bad week. None of this means the years alone were wasted. They taught you how to sit with your own thoughts without flinching. They taught you self-sufficiency you'll carry for the rest of your life. They stripped away the noise until you actually knew who you were underneath other people's expectations of you. That's not nothing. That's a foundation. The goal was never to erase the man solitude built. The goal is to make sure that man isn't standing alone in an empty room for the rest of his life, mistaking survival for a finished project. So tonight, send the message you've been avoiding. Call the friend you let drift, even if it's been embarrassingly long. Say the honest sentence instead of the easy one. It won't fix 5 years of quiet distance in one phone call, but it starts the only way anything ever starts, with the first uncomfortable step out of the silence you built. Your phone hasn't rung in 3 days. It's still in your hand. Use it. Elias.